Shout out. I usually shoot videos and start teaching, but I got to first shout out to the creator of heaven and earth. Before I tell you all about this one, anybody know me? Know I love God with all my heart, my mind, and my soul. Well, God gave me a wife after the many years of trying to figure out, why'd you kill my mom, God? Why my dad have 119 years before I came out of my mom's stomach? These are real questions. This is a personal relationship between me and God. It ain't none of your business. So I grew up with no mom, no dad as a flunky in the front of others. It wasn't until I got to Dallas that I heard from one of my bosses that nobody wants to raise somebody else's kid, yet the village raised me. So imagine really how I feel. I feel like I'm a pest to everybody I deal with, even God. Growing up believing that, I didn't want to be a hoover all my life, asking a nigga for weed, begging a nigga for this, trying to do this, and really just being what they would call a scrub or a pigeon, riding in my uncle truck all his life, riding in the passenger seat of another nigga car all my time. So what I did was I trusted God more than I trusted the people that I was serving, because Christ is a servant, and anybody that comes in can only expect to be at their highest potential, a model of Christ. So at the best of who you are, you can be a servant. The Bible says that the greatest amongst you, he who desires to be great, let him first be like a little child. Children serve. They learn from you what to do. Sponges. They make the decisions based upon what they see. How do I know this? Well, with no mom, no dad, I learned from you. You might say, well, I ain't never taught you nothing, Slim. No, you didn't realize it, but every single day anybody steps out of their house, they are a leader. That's why I don't get with the black and white racism thing, because when them people step out of their house, they're a leader. There was one time where I saw a white guy playing with two black kids and wondered, why is he playing with two black kids? Then I thought about all of the black men that were behind bars. And I realized somebody's got to raise these kids. So my wife and I, we're the kids that nobody raised. My life has been raised by God. My wife's life has been raised by public opinion. She and her mother are without a male guide. And I hadn't seen her in so long or heard from her. And I had been begging God about her. And I got chest to chest with God and told God, listen, you protect Earth and you love man, especially black man. You see black man as your wife. I said, it's my wife, Pop. And I confessed to her after confessing to you before all mankind that that's my charge. Her life is my charge. And he said, I'll exchange your life for that reply. And when she was nowhere for me to be seen, or I was nowhere for her to be seen, my life felt like I had no life, and I wanted to die. Hearing from her tonight after a 5-year suspension of communication really, really opened my eyes. I had a friend who called me and said, hey, listen, I got a Tye Tribbett concert I want you to go to. And I said, well, when she says, well, I got an extra ticket, I said, let's ride. And we go to the concert. It's like revival to me. Tye is as real as they come. Real dude. Not just a superstar or just some guy who's up there worshiping just to make some money, or some guy who's stunt. This dude is mixing all of that. And at the same time, God's at the forefront saying, as perfect as humans can be, this is one of my most perfect. And I can vouch for him. I can vouch for God, I mean. So if God represents him, Tye Tribbett, then I know that Tye and God have a personal relationship, and a personal relationship with God is better than anything at all. I don't care if you got $1 million. If you ain't got a personal relationship with God, you don't understand joy. You don't understand peace. You don't fathom fortune in multiple realms. But God. Yeah. He thought I was worth saving. And so when my wife called me tonight after 5 years, after we haven't talked, after I've been crying out to God constantly, after a revival, I just want you to know, whoever you may be, that grasps hold of this video. I smoke weed and drink every day and been asking God to take my life because my wife left. You know why? The relationship between a man and a woman is so deep and so intimate. I got all my wires. She got all her wires. And knowing that the only person that could connect the wires is on the opposite end of this communication, and then losing that person and not talking to them for 5 years, that's God explaining to sinners how to be made pure. It's possible, dog. I don't give a... It's possible for you to receive a new slate. I know you might not like it. I know you might not think it's possible. You've been living with you for a long time and know what you got to go through every single day. But for God to bring me my wife after 5 years and her having a child by another man, and her to call me and cry and say, I'm grateful for what you gave me, and to consider that her husband is where she should be, a weed-smoking, alcoholic, junkie, flunky, servant, has a master, and it ain't you. I owe you everything, God. Everything, dog. I can't even pay you back for what I got right now. I know it's more than I deserve. And I know this world hate me, and I'm the poster child for you. If nigga could kill you, they'll put a harpoon through your chest. I know you stay looking out for fools and babies. Y'all fools if you watching. Your baby. God like you. You better be careful. He got warriors on his side. Gotta kick me out. for making the move I won't make. But you know why I made the move? To tell you that? It's because I'm brave enough to believe that you'll be brave enough to try God for yourself. I love him. Don't play with God. I'll come find you. And just because he brought me back my wife, I bring back mercy.